Hey up everybody, it's Critical Rocket with another chassis variant series video, starting off with the Urbanmechs. Now there are only two alternate variants that are available, and they're not too dissimilar from the standard one. This is the R60L, L standing for Liao. It was the Capellan Confederation's quick stopgap, I need something to replace all of our lost mechs type variant of the Urbanmech. So the default build for this is a single AC-20 and a small laser on top of the relatively crap standard engine, and I believe it has jump jets only. I may have taken them off for ammo. Essentially, you need ammo. Its biggest problem is the fact that the AC-20 is particularly light on the ammo. It does good damage, but obviously you're in a pretty small mech that isn't that fast, and it's a pretty easy target to hit, especially in a brawl. So your best option is, as I say, to get more ammo. Of course, you don't have to go with the AC-20, you can drop it down to whatever you want. Ultra AC-5, AC-10, AC-2s, even machine guns. Generally though, the machine guns do work best on the Urbanmech, especially since most of them at least have a minimum of 2 hardpoints for that. Energy-wise, on the other hand, since it's an arm-mounted energy point, you can put anything you want in there. PPC, large laser, pulse laser, a couple of pulses of medium or small type. Whatever floats your boat, really. The mech definitely works better with an XL engine. I wouldn't ever really recommend running it with a standard if you're going for a bigger ballistic weapon. And I found that the R60L obviously suffers all the drawbacks of having such a massive ballistic weapon, on top of the fact that it weighs so much and limits the amount of ammunition. I think in this I've got about 2 tons. I think I did have 2.5, but I stuck the small laser back on. For a while I was running it without it, just for shits and giggles, because it's not really a version that I intend to really run all that often. A bit like the other mech, it's considered more of a joke in MechWarrior Online and in Battletech in general. It's a cheap mech, it's an effective mech when used in the right situations, i.e. urban combat, but in MechWarrior Online, since we don't really have urban combat, this mech doesn't really represent what the actual, the real Battletech urban mech was ever about. I also have to apologise for my performance in this match. The problem with the Urbi is that it's just not very good, as I said, unless you're running it with a much more focused meta build, pulse lasers, machine guns, that kind of thing. Not saying it's a bad mech. Urbanmech is perfectly capable killing machine in any player's hands, especially when they know what they're doing, and I myself have run a version at one point that did stack up on several, I believe it was machine guns and medium lasers, just to see what you could do. I think I had 3 medium lasers and machine guns on one of them with a decent sized XL, and yeah, it's pretty good. The 360-degree torso rotation is very useful in situations where you can just kind of park yourself by a wall or a corner and just rotate the entire turret around and not have to worry about twisting your legs. So the R60L, out of the 3, it wouldn't be the one I'd go for first. It would definitely be the one you pick up as your third, unless you would rather get the painful one out of the way and, get the R60L. But again, this is all from the point of view of running it stock. Obviously, when you just decide to turn it into something that isn't an urban mech, just something that works in game, then it doesn't really matter what type you go. These are just my gameplay opinions from the stock build. I know some people didn't like the second Locust video I did. I got a couple of thumbs down on that, and I'm assuming that's because I didn't say it was a particularly good variant of the Locust for me, but that's because I'm running it stock. I'm not trying to say that the mech overall is bad, and the R60L itself, like any variant, isn't bad. It's just how they're built by different players. So coming from it from a stock perspective, the R60L is a fun mech, definitely a nice little kill stealer with the AC-20, but as I said, not particularly fast, not particularly high damage as in rate of fire, so I would have to, I'd say it was probably the weakest of the 3, but definitely good for a laugh. So thanks for watching everybody. Stick around for the next Urbanmech video before we move on to the 35 tonners, which I will probably start with the Jenners, just for shits and giggles. So, thanks for watching, have a good one. Critical Rocket signing out.
Target acquired. Center torso critical damage. Right arm destroyed. Autocannon destroyed. Target destroyed.